So today the topic is about finding your purpose. Yeah. So this is important topic, the same important topic as much as the yoga relationships, because our happiness, our unhappiness is always depends on either relationship or what we do. Yeah. So it is an important area of our karma, and there is a lessons in it for our self-healing or self-realization. We seek fulfillment and seek to realize our potential in our work. Okay? So we seek to realize or to pay up, we say, our karmic debts by fulfilling our duty and our motivations, and at the same time progressing in life. So there is a concept that you need to understand. It's called the concept of swadharma. Swadharma means your specific duty. Okay? So you have an own unique path. You cannot compare to somebody else because you have your own unique path. Okay? So the idea is you have to see what's your predominant guna. Guna means quality of nature, your temperament. What is your social group that you belong to by birth, your current stage of life, and all your different duties that come with it, your inner motivations, and your specific karma, you see. So to know what to do in life, it's not that simple. Yeah? It depends on these 5 factors. I repeat again. Your guna, that means your quality of your temperament, your group that you belong to, your current stage of life depending on your age, your inner motivation, yeah, that is at birth, but also it can vary, and also your specific karma. Everyone is born with a very specific karma. Okay? So number 1, regarding your guna, so I put it very simply because some of you already know the concept. Yeah, so the idea is you evolve from the state of tamas to rajas to sattva. Yeah, but also depending on your life, sometimes you evolve one aspect of life rapidly, and sometimes some aspect of life is not stagnant. Okay, so you need to move from tamas to rajas to sattva in a even manner, all the aspects of your life. And then, so that tamas, rajas, and sattva, predominant quality of your nature, will define what you would feel fit or what you like to do, and what you feel very incomplete about. Okay. And the second point is your caste or your social group, because now things have changed with the industrial society, and everything is more based on equality and mobility in terms of social mobility, you know. But still, there is something that is karmically depends on your birth, because you are born, you can be born as a prince or a princess with a golden spoon in your mouth, yeah, and then or you can be born, you know, as a who knows, you know, homeless person, yeah, at birth, yeah, and there's many different karmic situation. In the Turkey earthquake last time, there's a famous story of this baby, this newly born, yeah, just after the earthquake, and the baby is born, mother passed away, and all family pass away. The baby become orphan at birth, and they run the baby out. Yeah. So this is the circumstances of your specific karma. Okay. So there is 4 types of we call a group, a society, social group. It depends on different culture and society, but in general, you can recognize, because it depends on the guna. The guna is something universal. So if the person has dominantly tamas quality, then they will not question too much about life. You know, the basic philosophical question, psychological question, who am I, what I'm doing. They are content. You say that content, but they are just accepting. They are conditioned to be born, whatever in the family, whatever work they find themselves to do, and then they do. It's more difficult for them to change. So it's called, the first group is called the Sudra group. And then you call the Vaishya group. It means the people that are more Rajasic. There is Rajas and Tamas in there. So they have the quality of passion, egoism, yeah, and still the certain lethargy is there, and their goal will be to gain wealth for themselves and the family. Okay, and Kshatriya group is the third group, where the Sattva comes in, and they have the quality of passion, energy, action. Okay, and they become leaders and try to change groups and society. And there is a last group, which is the teachers group, the scholars, the priests, who possess the quality of sattva, okay, which is characterized by purity, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay, so you can see some people like this at birth. You know, they are born in a family of priests, and then the family want them to become priests. It's not hot. I need hot water. So, and they are put in school, you know, to be trained to be a priest when they were young. So there is this also. So the quality is sattva. Okay. So more or less, depending on the group or the family into which you are born, you have a certain kind of quality that comes to you, and a certain kind of destiny. Of course, you know, everything can change, you know, and especially nowadays, you know, it's not solid like before, rigid, where you stay in your group caste, but now you can move. But it creates a certain characteristics within your mind. So the number 3 is the current stage of your life that will determine your duty. Okay. So where you are at now, if you ask the question, you know, what is my purpose in life, you have to find out, you know, where are you at now? Okay. Depends on your age, but basically it depends on your maturity, yeah, biological, psychological maturity. Yeah. So the first is the called brahmacharya stage. When people that are young, then their duty is to follow the teachers and follow the parents. Okay? So let's say 10 years old. 10 years old cannot just do whatever it likes. It has parents and it has teachers that guide them. So you can see already this is where their duty lies, or their karma lies. Okay, when you were young, there's a karma of your parents that counting, not so much your own karma, because you are born in a certain family, you depend on the family, and this is your karma. And the second stage is called the grihastha stage, and about from 25 to 50, then usually people want to find a maid, a husband or wife, and become a householder. I mean, they have the duty at that time toward their family and toward their society, Their goal is to accumulate wealth and material possession. Okay, and the vanaprastha stage is the number 3. It's called the forest dweller. Is people at the age of retirement, yeah, from 50 to age maybe 75, and this is all depending on the person. Okay, so this at that time their professional duties, their household duties are done, and they are expected to focus on spiritual pursuits such as meditation, study of scripture, reflection, and preparing for the final stage of life, okay, when they pass on. Okay, material accumulation at that time is no longer a goal and a necessity. Okay, and the last one is called sannyasa or renunciation. Is 75 onwards. Is a stage of renunciation. During that time, there's only one goal: the goal of God realization, or moksha, or liberation from the cycle of birth and death. There is no more duty or personal attachment, to family, to worldly pursuit, to material possession, and you are completely dedicated to spiritual pursuit. Okay, so you need to see that the whole thing needs to be interpreted and not rigid about it. It's not the age really, because you can see like people like Adi Shankaracharya, he become a sannyasi. I mean, he's jumped all the stage at maybe 9 years old, and he asked permission of mother, and mother doesn't want because he's young, so he's supposed to stay with parents, but his exceptional quality, so eventually then he took sannyas, at young age like this. Because why? Because we are not just only having one life, but we have multitude of lives before, and our maturity is not just only physical or biological, but also coming from past life. So you have to see things in the perspective of the soul, not just of the body. Okay? But also you can see that in our modern society, there's a lot of mixed up. That's why people are very confused nowadays. They don't know really what they want to do. For example, a person that is a very sattvic person, but they go up and they don't find any kind of vocation or anything they like to do, because they look at the society and they have to go to work for corporations, and they can see there's a lot of how you say that, improper or unethical practices in corporation, and they don't want to work for this corporation, and they become independent, and they might become a taxi or Uber driver. Doesn't mean that they become go backward, become a Sudra. No, their temperament is sattvic. So they study, they take time to study and so on. But they, in their profession, they are a taxi driver, you see. So you can look at them and you can sometimes make a mistake by judging a person from what they do. And another person might be a priest, a big chief of a congregation, a big priest, but they might be a Vaishya, temperament. I mean, they want to accumulate money. It's not just like to teach Dharma. And another person might be a leader of the country. You say it's a Kshatriya, more Sattvic, but maybe their motivation is again a Vaishya, and they want to accumulate wealth. Okay, so you have to look at the motivation of a person to see where they are at, and your own self. Okay, so there is 4 motivation in life according to the Vedic teaching. One is Artha, which is it's called Purushata. Purusha is the human being. Artha means a purpose. Okay, the object of human pursuits. There are four. Okay, so one is artha, or prosperity and economic values. Two is karma, or sensual pleasure. One is dharma, righteousness, and one is called moksha, or liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Okay, or every one of us has these four motivation, but who are we depends on the motivation of a person. A person might be very much motivated by the desire to accumulate wealth, and the person is solely motivated by desire to serve society. Another person is just want to enjoy life. Okay, so each person is different. So you have your specific swadharma, depends on where you stand in life. And the karma, everyone has karma because you are born, because of karma. Okay, so some people come and complain to me, Swami, my karma is not good. Everyone's karma is not good. But you have your specific karma you have to deal with, and it's always difficult to deal with your karma, right? But you don't see the karma of somebody, but they also deal with their karma. Okay, so it's a universal law of cause and effect. We would talk another time about karma, but whatever the karma that you find yourself in, there's always possibility for you to improve. And how you improve from your karma is you have to become more knowledgeable, about the purpose of life. You have to do like what you do here now. The satsang will put a plus in your karmic bank balance. You're born with the negative bank balance. I mean, certain things you are ignorant about, and you have to learn. So you have to study. So any selfless action of yours will put a plus in your bank balance. Any high-minded thoughts that reduce your selfishness will put a plus in your bank balance. You do forgiveness, it will put a plus. But if you become selfish and then critical and difficult, and then at that time it put a minus in your bank balance. Any spiritual practice that you do, your meditation, your asana, and your spiritual study will put a plus. Anything I said already of lower nature, selfish action or thoughts or feeling will put a minus. So you want to increase the credit and you want to decrease the debit. And your life is a series of choices, okay, that you can do. And the idea is that you want to liberate yourself from all karma. Okay, it's not just only good karma, bad karma, but from all karma, by realizing your true nature. Then at that time, you become very serious in fulfilling your duty and paying up all karmic debts by doing your dharma. Okay, so this is the introduction. So now, what is a conscious journey from karma to dharma? Okay? One thing you need to understand that why people are so confused. I don't know. I like a lot of things I like to do. I don't know what I need to do, and I don't know what I really like. I like this, but I like this too, and so on. Why people are so confused about their dharma? It is said that you are confused about your dharma because you are so steep in your karma. There is no way for you to see your dharma. Okay, you understand? Because everyone is born of karma, and karma comes from desire. Okay? So when we are so steep in our karma, that means we have a mind that is dictating us for all kinds of desire. So that we are just following our desire, and the mind will come up with a different desire. The desire is insatiable. This desire, that desire, this desire, that desire. And then you just don't know. Okay? So you have to accept that fact, that why we don't know. what's the purpose of our life and what we're supposed to be doing, because the karma is very heavy duty. It's very heavy. Okay, so we would have to purify our mind and purify our karma. Yeah, fulfill our swadharma. Yeah, accept our karma and fulfill our specific duty in life. Yeah, ask ourselves, ask our soul, what we are supposed to be doing more, and live your inner conflict well. Everyone has inner conflict. It's not just you. Okay, so we call the karmic conflict and the karmic release. Okay, everyone is born. They are submit to this almost tug of war. These two pools. One is karmic conflict. One is karmic release. Okay, so then I give you more or less, just to guide you, the three possible scenarios. Okay, so some people are feeling pulled here and there, between the I would or I should, between what they would like to do for themselves and what they feel they must do because their duty obliges. Okay, always that we find ourselves in this conflict. Yeah, I want to do this. It will make me happier if I do this, but then my duty makes me I have to do this. I'm not so happy when I have to do this. Okay, and then people are frustrated. Okay, when they are in that conflict, they feel that they cannot realize their potential, and they feel very unhappy. They are frustrated, and then and sometimes they follow the desire, and they feel happy for a moment, and they are not happy again. So they do all kinds of endeavor. They try this and they try this and travel here and travel there and try this job and try that thing, apply for this, apply for that, and then they get a little bit and then they are not happy. Okay, so so that is the first scenario. You try, and you're not happy. The second is the people that seem to be content with their vocation. So by the way of karma, they found their skill and competencies are able to express their dharma in them, living life fully while growing in the process. For those lucky ones, the circumstances of their life, the karma, and their dharma, their inner motivation, align themselves. Okay? So, okay, in order for you to be more or less satisfied, the karma and the dharma need to align, need to come together. Okay? So they are able to realize their inner desire as external circumstances align themselves for them to realize their potential. And there are cases of exceptional people who turn unfavorable circumstances to favorable circumstances to their will and hard work. That also happen. Okay, so the second scenario is when what you like to do and what you found yourself doing is fitting. Okay, and fitting because it fits to what you feel inside, but fitting also because the circumstances outside present itself to you. Okay? And the number three scenario is those who embrace the spiritual journey and they practice detachment toward what they do. They know that the main thing is they are paying their karmic debts, no matter the circumstances, no matter the outside, setup, but they are actually progressing. Their attitude toward their work and activities is mindful, conscious, and detached. In fact, the level that one struggles with work and activity, and at the same time remaining detached, from the very obstacle and struggle, Because struggle, everyone struggle. Okay, that this is I see from my experience of seeing people that people are surprised when they have to struggle. Swami Sivananda said, no, struggle is the nature of life. Yeah, you remember in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teach, yeah, you have to fight in the middle battlefield when your life is a battlefield. So struggle is natural. Okay, but you have to learn to be detached in the middle of the battlefield. Yeah, to be detached in the very obstacle and struggle itself. Yeah. So then at that time you are paying your karmic debts. Okay. This you have to understand. People are naive. They think they have no karmic debts. Yeah, they are born in order to enjoy life. This is just that idea is creating a lot of trouble to you. Yeah, you are not born to enjoy life. You have the motivation of enjoyment of life, but you are born to pay your karmic debts. You are born for dharma and moksha purpose. Okay. So we need to perform our action without attachment, okay, in the middle of life and all the feeling of desire that we have within us. The attitude of detachment includes the non-blaming attitude. Okay? If the circumstances are not favorable and you not realize yourself and fulfill your dharma, usually you blame. Who you blame? You blame everyone. You blame your parents, you blame your teachers, you blame your circumstances, and you blame your circumstances. Yeah, you can, but you cannot blame really, because why? Because your life is set up by your karma. Okay, and these hidden forces of your karma, yeah, and the wisdom of God and Guru to put you in certain situation, not necessarily that you are understanding it. Okay, so it's good that you start to do that. It's good that you start to accept your karma, okay, and be responsible of your karma, yeah, willingly or not. Yeah, sometimes there's some voice within your head saying, "No, I don't like this. I don't want this. Why am I have to live this life? You know, I want to live the other life." You know, but you just have to accept. You have to work out your karma, accepting. You see, that is the main thing. You have to accept that you must work with the inherited conditions of your life, and at the same time make use of your strength while aware of your weakness and let go of the outcome. Okay? I want to repeat this sentence again. You have to accept that you must work out the inherited condition of your life. At the same time, make use of your strength while aware of your weakness and let go of the outcome. Okay? Everyone has to do that. So here, this is a simple list that will help you to see that you are under the grip of the karma, yeah, manifested as your work, your career, your occupation, and your position in society. Okay? So the people that are changing work constantly, changing moods, changing dedication, changing goal, up and down, sometimes happy, sometimes unhappy. So you are in the grip of the karma if you are going through that. Okay? Behind this is your Satchidananda Atman, all fulfilled, non-acting, but you do not see that. Okay? You try to see yourself in the world. The world is something very unclear to you, but you try to find yourself in the world. So that's the problem. So in every new job, you are trying to apply your sense of yourself, your accomplishment, your skills, and you try to learn from the past. You try to be happy, but then you change again. Yeah, circumstances might change from outside, or you change from inside. Yeah, because you are learning from different lessons of your karma. So in general, if you are unhappy with your work, yeah, whatever you do, you are really working out your karma. You change your work often. You do not find contentment. You have difficulty to find fulfillment. You are confused about your sense of self. You do not know how to situate yourself in life. You're struggling to find your clear motivation. You feel envious of other people's motivation and occupation. Okay? You are competitive against your colleagues or your peers or your friends. You become competitive. You blame your boss, your company, your co-workers for your unhappiness at work. So you are in the grip of the karma. You do not think that you are appreciated enough for your value. So this also is a sign and symptom that you are not really understanding. And the opposite can be true. You think that you are not good enough for your position. So that also is a problem. You think if you work hard enough, you will find satisfaction. So you work very hard, very hard, very hard, and you don't find satisfaction. You are workaholic, workaholic and driven person, but you are never happy. You have a sense of self-importance in your interaction with others because of your work, always defining yourself as your profession and your position. So this is a problem. Okay? And the signs that you are moving closer to your Dharma. So you become more and more selfless in your motivation. You are comfortable in any work. You do not identify with your work. You do not seek name and fame. You do not have the sense of self-importance due to your position. You do not compare yourself with others. You do not have envy and jealousy and are focused on doing your duty well. Praise and censure do not affect you. You can forbear an unpleasant work. You are persevering and patient. You overcome sorrow coming from expectation of results and outcomes. You have less competitive spirit in your work. You do not criticize people for their incompetence and think of yourself better than them. You see your work as service and karma yoga. You are not burdened from your work, but you feel the joy of serving. You see your work is worship. You're calm and detached when you are successful or unsuccessful in any endeavor. You do not blame. You listen and follow God's will, and not just following your own will. You try to understand what is asked from you and be an instrument of God's will. You think obstacles in your achievements are good for your ego and act as your purification as you detach towards result. You practice inaction in action. Okay, so now a few guidelines. You ready? You okay? It's a lot of information coming at you. It's a difficult topic. Okay, so the few guidelines. Your work is not who you are. You are not an accountant. You are not a doctor. You are not a businessman. You are not a leader. It is about the evolution from tamas to rajas to sattva. So situate yourself as shown above. No matter what you do, try to become sattvic. Okay. Your sattvic motivation should be dharma and moksha. Okay, next, no matter what you do, dedicate your work to the Supreme. Feel that you are instrument for higher will. Other people feel that they are your mirror that you can reflect upon. Okay, they help you to see your true self, the immortal Atman. Work is an excellent opportunity to purify yourself, and we have to detach and move from karma to dharma. Okay? Each struggle in your work, in your life, is an opportunity to find yourself, to see yourself a little bit more clearly. You struggle to trying this and trying that, and eventually the struggle helps you to know yourself just a little bit more clearly. In the end, the ultimate question of struggling in activity, in work, is to realize that the energy that I exert, the skills that I utilize, are not of me. I am only the instrument, the vehicle through which the hands of the divine, the workings of the Atman within each of us is manifested in this world. So, continue the process of purification and try to become more selfless. That's the key. Try in whatever you do to become more selfless, to become more selfless, to become more selfless. That means it's not depends on your desire. It's not depends on your skill. Maybe you don't have the skill to do that job well, but you are selfless, so you are doing it. Yeah, no matter what you feel about it, no matter how good you are about it, yeah, but you are selfless. Yeah, this is the key. Okay, so you need to start to be selfless and do karma yoga. Yeah, dharma has to stand with selflessness. Okay, so you want to get out of your karma, you need to perform your dharma, and you have to start to be selfless. Okay, so you want to answer the question, what is the purpose of my life? You should practice karma yoga, or the yoga of selflessness. Okay, you have to offer yourself to the service of something higher, larger than yourself. I never been a cook. I have to start to cook for the ashram. I never know how to use a computer. I have to start to do a computer of the ashram. I don't know how to take care of electricity, yeah, of toilet, of plumbing. Oftentimes I have to find myself. I have to do this. So I have to do this. So I learned that to become a plumber, to become electrician, to become I don't know now. I don't even know how to type. And I learned how to type. Yeah. I don't know how to speak, but I have to speak. So that's not belonging to me. Okay, it's the ego that keep questioning what my skill, who am I, how good I am, I'm good at this, oh, the person is better than me. All these things is irrelevant. Okay, so what it means to be selfless, you don't expect praises, you don't expect rewards. Okay, you feel afraid. Oftentimes people are afraid, if I'm selfless, I will be taken advantage of. Yeah. Nobody take advantage of you because nobody can be your own consciousness. So if you control your own consciousness, yeah, you are aware and you are strong from within, then whatever come at you, you'll be able to say yes, you'll be able to say no, yeah, and you are not a victim, okay? Nobody is a victim, and you can speak up, okay? So when you act selflessly, you do it solely as an act of service, truly and wholly, for another person, for humanity, for the divine. So it's good for you to have in mind who you dedicated your action to. If you don't have that idea in mind, yeah, it's very difficult to dedicate. You can dedicate your action to God, to humanity, to whoever that you feel dear in your heart, okay? But the main thing is you need to dedicate your action, okay? So egoism, just a few words. What is egoism? Yeah, the egoism is made of your mind, your intellect, your subconscious mind, and your ego. Okay. So what that means then? Selflessness means then that you have to be detached from identification with the mind, what you like and what you dislike, with your subconscious. I mean, in the past, I really dislike that. Right? I always dislike that. I always like that. All these are just your subconscious mind. You have to let go of this. Your intellect, oh, this job is below my intelligence. Okay? Your ego, that means your identification with this, yeah, the instrument. So when you are detached, you don't identify with you, your personality, your ego, with your separate sense of self. This is called selflessness. Okay? So think about this. If you want to find yourself and you want truly to be happy, yeah, if you want to find your mission in life, your purpose, understand that this is a deep spiritual question. And in order to find this answer, you need to stop acting out of your ego, which is as the whims of your desire and the emotions and the outside world. And you need to stand firm on your selflessness. The more you are selfless, the more you thin out your ego, the more your purpose will be revealed to you. Guarantee. Okay? Know that it will take time and much effort and struggle, but your purpose will be revealed. Whatever the circumstances of your life, if you are a teacher, be a selfless teacher. If you're a mother, be a selfless mother. If you are an employee, be a selfless employee. Whatever you do it selflessly. Put your heart into your work. Do your best and aim for the best result you can. You do it without ego and detached from result. Wherever you are successful or you fail, wherever you are praised or criticized, promoted or fired, your view is you are sincere, you are dedicated, and you are selfless. Okay? So to repeat, if you have a sense of selflessness, you will begin to reveal your Dharma, and you also begin to find peace. You will find peace because the ego and its desires and attachment and the longing and the pain are reduced. So through selfless work, you work out your karma, you feel more fulfilled, you struggle less. The key to remember, I repeat again, is selflessness. Okay? If you practice selflessness and you become unhappy because the ego has crept itself in, yeah, observe what you think, and you need to return back to your selflessness. Okay? So you need to practice karma yoga. Karma yoga has we have a lot to talk about, and I can give examples, but I'm going to give you a few guidelines. The 9 guidelines about karma yoga. Number 1, you need to have the right attitude. Okay? It's not what you do. Either you cook, either you clean, either you give lecture, doesn't matter. It's not what you do that counts. It is the fact that you do it selflessly. Okay? The right motivation, point number 2. Your motive need to be pure. Let's say you give a lecture, but then your motivation is to impress, you see, or your motivation is to serve knowledge. So the motivation is different. Okay, you cook the food, but your motivation is to cook the food that you like only, or you cook to serve the food that everyone would like. See, the number 3, do your duty. Okay, do your action according to your nature, because everyone has a duty. Okay, so do your duty. Number 4 is do your best. Okay? And you say, what is my best? Yeah, so do your best. If you feel that you don't do your best, do your best. Yeah, always. Okay, do the duty the best you can. That's how you grow. Number 5, give up results of your action. Okay, feel that you are the instrument. Act without ego or notion to future reward. Okay? Don't be attached to your job or the praise or the reward. Be ready to give it up. That's how you know that you are attached or not. Ready to give up that job when something else comes. Number 6, you need to serve the divine or the divinity in all, in humanity, in whoever that you see. Okay? It can be your child, it can be your children, yeah, it can be your boss, but you need to serve humanity. Practice humility in action. Beware of power, fame, name, praise, censure. Number 7, be mindful of the discipline, the experience and lesson each job has to teach you. Yeah. Each job involves a different requirement in terms of time, cooperation, skills, concentration, emotional input. For example, if you work at the reception, then you need to smile and be welcoming. Yeah. And if you work at data entry, you need to be focused. Yeah. So you have to be accepting the job that's been given to you, and then you do the best you can and develop the qualities. Yeah. So that's a part of the selflessness. Number 8, cultivate virtues. Okay? So that means you need to be free from lust, greed, anger, egoism. Keep the body healthy so you can be serving. Okay? So you don't do it for yourself. You don't eat for yourself. You don't do exercise for yourself. So you can have a fit body so people praise you. It's not that. Yeah, you switch it around. You live a healthy life in order for the instrument to be fit so you can serve better. Yeah. You combine your yoga, karma yoga with other paths as well. I mean, you have to do it with devotion, do it with detachment, do it with concentration. And the end here is the wrong karma yoga attitude. You might say that you are a karma yogi, but you have wrong karma yoga attitude. For example, you're concerned about how important you are. Your desire is followed by disappointment. You're not sticking to your duty. You work hard, but you never feel enough. You find yourself competing all the time with other people. You feel joylessness derived from your work. If you do karma yoga without joy, your ego has surely infiltrated your karma yoga. Your spirit is not embracing the selfless attitude of the karma yogi. Work without pay doesn't mean that you do karma yoga. Work with complaints, criticism, comparison, jealousy, and envy is not the spirit of karma yoga. You sometimes you say, oh, I come here to learn something and I had to wash the dishes all day. How I could do washing dishes at home. So why I come here to do dishes? Yeah. So you have lost your karma yoga attitude, looking around for finding fault. You think that someone else is benefiting from your labor. Okay. So read again Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita talk about skill in action. Yeah. Skill in action is the right attitude of karma yoga, really. Yeah. And the last thing, which is also from Bhagavad Gita, the last point, is renunciation in action. Okay? So, you need to be in the present, live in the present, letting go of the past, letting go of the future. Because if you think of the past, you have regrets. If you think of the future, then you have anxiety. Okay? Be in the present, without attachment, without desire, then you have peace. Think less, immerse yourself in the present, use karma yoga to live a selfless life, detached. And the idea of renunciation is if you are confirmed in your selflessness, yeah, then you will be a renunciate, because Sri Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, yeah, that you become a perpetual sannyasi or renunciate. Is a person that live a life of action without acting. A person that lives a life of action without acting and practice inaction in action is a perpetual sannyasi. If you achieve this, you're living a selfless life without ego, having renounced all attachments and desires in this life. Sri Krishna said, a harmonized person, having abundant the fruits of action, attain to eternal peace. The non-harmonized person, impelled by desire and attached to the fruits of action, will remain eternally bound. Okay? Karma Yoga will lead you to moksha. Einstein said, no problem can be solved from the same consciousness that created it. By pen. In karmic terms, no karma can be undone within a mind that is not enlightened. Okay? No karma can be undone within a mind that is not enlightened. So you will find your life mission when you understand that you can only see your dharma when you are free from your karma. When you learn to live selflessly, when your dharma will reveal itself. Use the practice of karma yoga to live selflessly, and eventually you will selflessly live your dharma for the rest of your life. That means once you find your dharma, you have to stick to it, because your mind will come up with new idea. That's one thing for sure. Your mind will come up with new desire, new idea. Then, you cannot find your dharma, even though you find your dharma, but you get confused again with your karma. So that will be your life mission when you are established in karma yoga and established in selflessness. Then at that time, 100% sure you will be free. Hare Om Tat Sat. So we like to thank the translators. I realize that I talk very fast, and I can say Shiva Kami say yes. I can send you the text. Okay, so for you to contemplate. Okay, and anybody that has any question, you can write to the ashram. Priya Chaitanya, you can write to Shiva Kami Chaitanya, Ganga Chaitanya, and then I would answer you. Or you can write to Swami Sitaramananda, and I can answer you later. Okay? Thank you very much. So now we need to say Triambakam, and then we do the Arati, and then we finish. Oh.